It's War Dragon time. RPW here with an event guide for War Dragons. And today we're going to go over the breeding event, but this will basically be the 101 for beginners. Now let's kick this off by going right into the event. And in the first tab, you're going to find the rules to this event. This is where it's going to go over what you've got to do in order to get your points. So every time you breed a dragon using 20 egg tokens, you're going to get 1 point. And every time you spend 1,500 rubies, you're going to get 30 points. And every one mystic fragment spent will give you 20. Means if you spend mystic fragments or egg tokens outside of the event, that's how many points you're actually losing towards a future breeding event. So that is one reason it's very important to hoard back those tokens and especially those mystic fragments and make sure you do your egg token missions. Now let's look at prizes and ranks. In here you're going to find your points rank, your team rank, your achievements, your team's achievements, and you'll actually be able to see the contributions being made by your teammates. Now under point achievements, this is going to be your personal gains. So for the first one, for example, 15 points required. Every time you breed a dragon, it's going to give you 1 point, which means you have to breed it 15 times in order to get 25 sigils. And each one of these times that you gain points is going to add up and eventually take you further down. Now, the amount of points that you earn will depend upon how many fragments you have, how many egg tokens you have, and how much rubies you are willing to spend. And as I say, that's not worth it. Now, I want to show you, I earned 7.7 thousand points. And in order for me to get to my next sigil achievement, I have to spend quite a bit more. There's 8.8, the 9.4, the 10.4, the 11.5, and then the 12.7. So in essence, I have to almost double what I've already earned in order to get there. And I know what I've already spent to get where I am now. So I know for a fact I can't get that far, which is why for me, I don't plan to spend anything else unless my team needs it for team points in case we would slide into second place. So for me, I will actually save the rest of my egg tokens to help me get to certain achievements in my next event. So let's go ahead and go down and look at that. So our team achievements needs to be at 1.5 for 30 members, for example, and 9.0 to get to the maximum amount. If I go over and I look at my teammate contributions, I can already see that even if I get to 9,000, we're not going to make it that far because we have so many members that don't reach that kind of level. But we are in first place by over 20,000 points. So unless I drop into second, for me, it's not worth spending my tokens. And as you see up here on the right-hand side, I actually have 44,000 tokens that I can forward into the next breeding event. Now let's go over how to breed dragons. If you go into your castle, you can select a dragon. Let's go ahead and choose Cerbero here. And literally all you have to do is click breed once. Once you've done this, this will spend 20 tokens. And once you've done this, it's also going to give you the chance to auto breed. We're not going to do that here, but when you auto breed, you're going to be able to spend 400 tokens at a time, in essence, making it much faster. Now let's go over the most common question I get, which is, how do I find out how many mystic fragments I've got? Because honestly, we all are just watching these grow up, and we want to see how many we've got and how many we will have for the next breeding event. So the first place is going to be in your incubator. Now you're not going to be able to see these if you're in the middle of an incubation. So if this is the case, you can actually go over to your breeding castle and you can select a dragon you've already started and click on the egg that has a fragment. And this is going to allow you to add more fragments where you can actually see how many are available. And if we exit out of that, you don't have to use them. Another place is if you go into the store where you purchase your elite account, on the bottom bar, it's going to show you how many of each resources you have. Now this picture is from like 5 days ago, I believe. So right now I'm in this situation where it does not show up any mystic fragments because I didn't have any left. And then I purchased a few gold chests so that we would have some for this video, but it's still not showing up. So I don't know how long it takes for this to update or how that works, but many times you're going to find your mystic fragments on that bar. Outside of there being an issue of a dragon not being able to go up, the other issue I see is people having the situation of, oh no, my castle is in the middle of upgrading. What do I do? And realistically, these can take many, many days. So one thing you can do in order to breed your dragons during the event, in the event that you're upgrading, is go straight into the breeding event itself. And on the first tab, you'll see the button that says Go to Breeding. If you select that, it's going to take you straight into your dragons. Now, if you're upgrading so that you can unlock something further up the line, that is not going to allow you to breed those until you have completed that castle. So you may have to go back and breed something a little smaller during the event. All right, so I kind of want to go over something else real quick that maybe PG will get a whisper in their ear over. I would like to see them bring in a supply chest or a satchel or something where when you select this, you can go in and you can open up a menu of, okay, for example, breeding, how many tokens, how many fragments, etc. do I have? Because I think a lot of, especially low-level players, have a big challenge in finding these. So I'm going to put this in a request, but I don't think they do requests until the end of each season. So this is one of the things I am going to be requesting for the next upgrade, or update, I should say. If that's something that would make your lives more easy, maybe you could also reach out to PG and ask them. All right, guys, so if you're one of those people that goes in and just breeds dragons for points, I want to go over something with you really quickly that will help you in this event, but also help you with your breeding path. Last time I went over breeding guides, I mentioned Amoeba Studios, and today I want to kind of put out somebody else that is wonderful at this, and that is Red's breeding path. You can find her website at this link below, and here you're going to be able to find not just breeding guides, but breeding paths, and it's some of the top. There's others as well. There's the Superman's breeding guide, etc. But ultimately, the idea is don't just breed blindly. Go through and create a plan. I prefer to make my plan match up with what I'm trying to go to. So for example, this round I actually bred Scorchel. Now the reason I did this is because I'm looking to get my Sapphire Dragon so that I can upgrade other dragons. Now that does mean that I have actually skipped dragons within the gold and within the platinum in order to get there. However, I don't suggest this. I'm playing with this idea. Please try to stick to a path that somebody else has created. You're going to find yourself a lot more successful there. Now, I just kind of want to show you real quickly. Once you have finished your dragon, you have the option to finish your dragon and hatch it. Now with me, I did do this really quickly because without hatching him, I wouldn't be able to unlock the next dragon I would be working on if I decide to spend more tokens. So I did hatch this dragon, and this allows me to level up my Equester. However, this is going to bite me when it comes to the fortification event. However, I feel like I'm growing too much as a level, and I wanted to kind of bring my dragons up to the same level that I'm at. So with that being said, I'm not in a super huge situation of trying to grow my base, and I will make sure that I use fragments and pearls so that I still get bigger points without having to use as many timers. But when you're lower level, I don't suggest doing that unless it's to unlock other dragons, because you can't. You know, you have to get this dragon, you know, hatched and to breedable level in order to, you know, hatch something else. But that should not be the case with lower level players. All right, guys, so that's today's video. I hope that this helped you out with your event. If you liked my video, be sure to give me a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and comment below if you have any questions. Happy hunting!